Alright, Brooks in here where I am continuing to edit these old videos and photos from hiking. And this one, I go to Spokane, Washington. It's kind of like a continuation of the Pacific Northwest. I got another one where the whole thing, I took a train out to Idaho, Montana, Washington, and there just was too much stuff for me to get onto one. So hopefully I'll get some good hiking and wandering around some towns in this, and we'll see what happens. To take a look and remember what the heck I did out there. Over and out. Union Station, Chicago. Well, it's early in the morning, July 7th maybe. Train just dropped me off here in downtown Spokane, Washington. So at least we're into another state. Idaho, Montana, Washington now. Got some rest on the train, just taking it easy, and I don't know. I guess we'll see what's here. It's got a good smell to it, I guess. Good fresh air. Supposed to be a nice river walk. Go find some breakfast and see what happens. Over and out. Definitely a Romanesque appearance in the I'm just going to call it Romanesque. I don't know what it really means. A lot of arches and columns. Look at all these columns, this interesting structure down here. Architecture of Spokane, Washington. Big old Catholic church or something over here. Well, at 100 degrees today, underneath these bridges are kind of an interesting spot. Got the bike trail in front. I don't know, something strikes me about the way these things are built and designed. All the infrastructure, the pipelines underneath, and some kids in the background fishing way down there. Trying to get to a place maybe I can swim. Spokane, Washington, warming up. It's about 100 degrees today. Don't feel the heat quite bad. It's not humid. I'm comfortable, but looking at architecture and structures, I don't know what this thing is. Washington. Just go through a little bit about the evolution of my backpack here. I got these charging devices. This thing's pretty cool. It's got like a solar panel and it got a flashlight, a thing for a tablet, a thing for a cell phone. Huge battery, but it is heavy. It probably weighs nearly a pound. And to the opposite side is this little emergency thing. It just takes a regular battery, and it's good for a couple charges for a phone. I just keep that in my medical kit, all dry, always. And then this thing I just picked up, I think is what I'm going to go to just for my cell phone. All it is this little cylinder. It only weighs a couple ounces. Definitely not good for the kind of charges this bigger thing is, but another beast to run into when you're finding yourself back to wherever you came from in the middle of the night. 2 in the morning, Spokane, Washington. Just had some excellent tacos from this bus-like vehicle, and I am pursuing what looks to, I don't know, it looks to be some pizza. Just looking at these packs at the sports store, and quite different than mine. Got all these pockets and straps, different zippers. None of them are really waterproof. They just, definitely water resistant, but that thing I have is pretty nice. You can spend whatever on these things. What I found is when I was testing them, I could get a ton of stuff in that one dry sack I have compared to a huge pack. So, guess it's just a different way of looking at things. I'm just kind of getting ready for some big trips. This is just kind of like an experiment of like what I need. I don't know. Might go way out there like Brooks here running the streets of Spokane. Feels like nothing with my backpack. I ditched it at a bookstore. They told me I couldn't have it in there. They gave me this clothespin to keep track of it. I was like, well, all right, that's a free storage locker. Place is open till 9. I'm running like a freaking cheetah without that backpack. Just found this great thing here. Perfectly good wool sock, man. If there was another one of these, I'd pick this up. Things are like 20 bucks at the outdoor store. Somebody like me must have dropped it. They must have had their backpack. Take you for a walk across this bridge over these falls. Pretty sunny out today. Said it's supposed to be 97. I don't even feel it compared to the humidity of the Midwest out by Chicago and places like that. But pretty nice. Nice view. Pick up the pace again. People don't have your whole lives to watch the river go through Spokane. Pick it up harder. Get over this second bridge and then I'll shut down. We'll see what's over here. Check out the view. Nice pools now. Down the river a ways, just a couple miles or so. Mile, I don't know. I hiked that whole bank underneath some of these bridges. Rough, but pretty nice. Brooks checking back in here. Made it back to downtown Spokane. A lot of this trip seems to be more urban than rural. You kind of got to watch your back and your stuff and everything like that. Keep an eye on who's around you. Crossing the Mississippi River on the train. Back to the Midwest. Supposed to be a little cooler out here. Yeah. Brooks checking in here, made it to Chicago. Sears Tower in the background. Pretty overwhelming. A lot of people. We're trying to find somewhere to eat. Me and my friend Betsy from the train say hello. We both have a little bit of a layover and trying to figure out where to go next. Pretty cool though. Check back with you later. Checking in here, still walking the streets of Chicago, Illinois. You have to be darn fast to catch your method of transportation. It's gotten dark on me. Definitely a position I don't necessarily want to be in. I missed the train that I guess it just left early. I got there early, and evidently there's a bus back to my hometown in central Illinois, but you gotta take this blue line. I asked the cab driver, where's the blue line? He didn't understand me, he couldn't speak English even. Now I'm just hiking it fast to just find this blue line. Who knows if I'll get home. Over and out. Checking back in here, still walking the streets of Chicago. Well after 11 o'clock. Maybe 12, I don't know what really. Streets have kind of eerily emptied out. It was full of vagrants and bums a minute ago. I don't know where they all went. I feel pretty safe walking around here, but I mean the train station closes at 12:30. I think I'm just going to try and get a train to get me out of here. Somewhere where I'd be a little safer. Checked hotels all full, everything like that. Great pizza I just had though. So, having a good time. Brooks in Chicago, got a nice, cheap motel room. Found a thing on my GPS and got a cab driver and excellent room, comfortable bed, hot water. A little bit north of the downtown, and I think I'm going to go out for a walk. Saw a couple bars and just it seemed kind of happening. It looked pretty safe. I ate a ton of pizza. I'm still too full to sleep. Seems like this trip, this These video segments, they just keep going on. When is this going to end? When am I ever going to get home? I don't know, but checking out from my motel room here in Chicago. Brooks checking in here, walking the streets. Late at night in Chicago, feel pretty safe. Found a corridor that isn't too bad. Still always looking over my shoulder. But I've gone in a couple bars and talked to a couple people, and there are not too many people that are like from America. They all talk like, I mean, I've never been to a foreign country, but I'd swear I was in Germany or Korea. There's a lot of Koreans and great people, but I just have a hard time understanding them. It just surprised me how ethnic this place is. And it's good. They're good people and proud Americans, and yeah, take them in my neighborhood any day. Over and out. Brooks here as I walk the streets of Chicago in the middle of the night here. It's just hard to believe the difference in the air. I never noticed that before, but I mean, it's hard to put my finger on it, but it's like when you take a breath, you don't breathe as much. You can't like smell smoke or anything like that, but it's like compared to where I came from, Montana, Idaho, Washington State, in the middle of nowhere, running around these lakes and mountains. I mean, this place, you definitely notice a difference getting off the train here. Over and out. Brooks here, just still walking the streets of Chicago, and just found this wonderful field of flowers by McDonald's. Just feels really good anytime the flowers are around, and just walking through and walking around, and just real nice. Haven't encountered anything bad. I've walked for a couple miles at least now, and just nothing bad about Chicago or anything like that. Hopefully no gunshots go off or anything right now, but just enjoying myself. Over and out. Brooks checking in here, Central Illinois. Caught a bus almost all the way back to my home base. Just a few more miles to walk. That's all right. I know a nice Italian restaurant along this road. I'll indulge and hopefully get back safe. Hopefully without getting run over here. Till the next trip, signing out. Oh yeah, Brooks checking back in from a secure position. I hope to get some more outdoor stuff, some more hiking and crazy stuff in there, but at least there's some urban walking about and maybe a couple backpacking pointers. If there's enough time in this thing, I'm going to stick in a little side excursion I had out to the mountains above Idaho. So hopefully I didn't waste too much time, and hope all's taking good care. Over and out. Just noticed that as we come down, the view is starting to clear up, like the sky is or something. And we're going to retake these shots from the actual lookout that they figured worked. It's basically what you see from most of this trail. It's definitely got some good scenery. It's been so hazy today, though, it's been hard to make out the mountain peaks, but they go back quite a ways. Here we go. I believe that's Lake Pendorial, or however you say it. They say things weird. Back in the east we call things Wilson Lake or Burt Lake, not Coeur d'Alene or Pendorial. I like Sandpoint though, down here below us. It's got a good name to it. Change and everything with that backpack. And I almost got a little turned around when I got down here, but I remembered this big rock just oddly looking out of place sitting up here.